안녕하세요. Hi family. I wanted to make a video right when I got to Korea, but I've been here almost a week and I still haven't, so I finally have some time to make it. I've just been so busy and in a good way, so sorry mom and dad and whoever else, grandma, grandpa. But I made it. I'm alive, obviously. And I love it here so far. My flight was really good. The first 13 hours from Chicago to Tokyo, really, it went by pretty quickly, and not because I slept. It was because I was on like a brand new plane. It was super fancy. I had the chair, and then there was a TV right in front of it, and they had like brand new movies, like Age of Adeline, and I watched the new, what was it, Fast and Furious movie, the new Avengers, some Disney monkey documentary that was actually really funny. Eventually I did fall asleep, but I really don't know how many hours I slept. Probably like 4 or 5, so I guess I did get a decent amount of sleep. And overall it was pretty uneventful. The weirdest thing that happened was actually before I got on the plane. You know, as you walk up to get into the tunnel, you have to show them your boarding pass, and I had to show them my passport. And so they had 2 lines, and so I was in my line, and the girl next to me, she had like a backpack and a carry-on bag and like just a little purse, and for some reason she was getting like yelled at for having too many bags, which my understanding was that was perfectly acceptable, but I was sitting there with basically the same thing, except my backpack was huge. Like, my backpack could have been a carry-on luggage in itself, but I had that, plus my carry-on, plus this giant pillow that I brought with me, and I secretly, like, stashed clothes and other things from my checked bags because they were too heavy, and I had them in the pillow. Plus, I had my laptop bag case, which wasn't big, but it definitely looked like an extra bag. So I started panicking because I thought I was not going to be let on this plane, but the lady who I went through with was nice. She didn't say anything. She just let me go through. But the woman standing in line behind me witnessed this whole thing and was apparently appalled by the injustice. And she comes right up to me and yells after me, "What row are you in, miss?" And I said, I don't know, I'm row 12, I think. I don't know why she even asked me. Like, maybe she was asking if I was in first class. I don't know if they're allowed to have more bags or not. But anyway, she started basically yelling at me for having too many bags and too large of bags in her opinion. Yeah, she was like, "Your backpack is too big and that's ridiculous," and da 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 da. And I don't really know why she cared, because she was in first class. I was not, and the flight wasn't full at all. There was a lot of the middle seats that were empty. I didn't have anyone sitting next to me in the middle seat. So I could have put my backpack up above had I needed to, but it fit underneath the seat because it was not too big, Miss Fancy First Class Sassy Pants. Just saying. But yeah, she came up behind me in the tunnel, like, wheedled her way around me so that she could go complain to the flight attendants about me. Like, I don't know why she had it in for me, but apparently I just bugged her. But they just kind of were like, "Oh, whatever," shrugged it off, pointed me to my seat. It was fine. She scurried off to first class and never saw her again. So that was weird. The rest of the flight was fine. It was 13 hours, so it was long, but the plane was pretty nice. The cool thing was that actually when I did want to sleep, it was really easy because the windows didn't have those shades that you pull down. They had like a dimmer, and I took a video of it because it was so cool. You just push a button and it dims the window so that when you look out, it looks like you can still see outside, but it looks like it's nighttime. And so everyone just had their windows dimmed, and so even though it was 2 in the afternoon, it felt like it was in the middle of the night, so it was really easy to fall asleep. And then as soon as we landed, it was, I can't remember, it was like 4 p.m. in Tokyo when we landed, and because I had, at the time I was sleeping, and then when we landed I woke up and they undimmed all of the windows, and so it was like it was morning. That's what I felt like, even though it was in the afternoon. So that was kind of cool. And then I went from Tokyo, had a little bit of a layover, and went from there to Busan, and Victoria and Daniel picked me up there at the airport. Those are the two. Victoria is the head of the English teacher department, I guess, and Daniel's in charge of all the English teachers. So they came. We also waited a little bit for another new teacher named Anthony who was there. And then it was like an hour-long drive from the airport to Goje Island. I think if you take the bus, it's only like 45 minutes. But it was cool to see the city at night and go over the bridge and everything, how you get onto the island. And once we got in, I don't know why, but you would think I would be exhausted after all of this. But we got in, by the time we got back to the apartments, it was probably around 11. And so Anthony, the teacher he's replacing, is still here, so his apartment's not ready, so he was at a hotel. So Daniel and Victoria dropped Daniel and I off at the apartments because all the teachers live in the same apartment building, and so we got, my suitcases and everything upstairs. Luckily, one of the other teachers, Kieran, I don't know if he was awake or Daniel woke him up, but he helped with my luggage, which was nice because there was a lot, and it was heavy. So I did that, and they asked me if I was hungry, or maybe they were just hungry and they were hinting at that they wanted something to eat, but I was, and I also wanted to see the city because I wasn't tired, so they took me around Okpo. That's the city that I'm in, and it's really cool at nighttime. So I got my first Korean meal there, got to chat with two of the teachers that I would be, or am working with, on the first night I was there, so that was cool. And they pointed out a lot of things in the city, but I really didn't, it was hard to take it all in, especially seeing it the next day. It looks completely different, but that was still really fun. So thank you, Daniel and Kieran, for, showing me the city and letting me have my first Korean meal. Let's see. I was going to add in, kind of show everyone where I'm staying, but the guy who was living here before me, I don't want to blame it all on him because it probably wasn't just him, but the furniture that he had been using isn't like in the best condition. The bed frame is like falling off of the metal part, and so it's tied together with like rope. The table that actually the computer is sitting on right now, which probably isn't the best idea. The leg is really, really wobbly. Anyway, so fortunately the school has a budget for that kind of stuff, and so Victoria took me furniture shopping after school today, and so we got a new bed frame and some other stuff, and so I wanted to wait until the apartment is complete before showing it. But it's a really nice studio apartment, and it's cool being by all the other teachers. Most of us are on the 3rd floor, and there's 2 more just on the floor above, so it's really convenient. We can just meet up and then go to dinner and then go to the school and all that stuff. It kind of feels like dorm life again, except I don't have a roommate and I have a kitchen in my dorm, but just the fact that we're all right by each other is kind of neat. I will later do a separate video about the apartment that I am in, and I will also do a video explaining basically the school and kind of my schedule and what I'm doing, because it's a little bit different than what I had thought or what I had understood it to be, so I'll let you guys know how it is. I'll probably wait to do that until after my first day of school on Monday. This past week has just been kind of lesson planning and getting the classroom set up. So, I don't know. That's all I got for you. I should probably go anyway because we're about to go get shabu shabu, which is Korean for really, really good food. Yeah, so I'm loving it here. I miss you guys though. Let's see, it's 6:50. It's almost 7 o'clock right now, so it is 6 a.m. for you guys. So I guess I'll post this video. Hopefully I'll have time to post it before leaving, and then you guys can wake up and see me and see that I'm okay. But yeah, I love you guys. Bye.